Hello, namaste, and welcome to Agile Exploration Hub. I am your host Nagesh Deshpande. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about agile mindset in enterprise. Agile tools and ceremony are easy to implement, but building an agile mindset is where real transformations happen. In this episode of Agile Exploration Hub, we will talk with Piali Sarkar, an enterprise agile coach, SPC, and she has helped multiple product teams to shift from doing agile to being agile. She shares what mindset means in real transformation settings, why culture change is tougher than the process change, and how professional can start building agility in a way they think and lead. If you are a scrum master, agile coach, product owner, or agile leader, this episode is for you. This is your guidance to mastering the mindset that drives true enterprise agility. So stay tuned till the end. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. Hi, Biali.
Hello Nagesh, thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
All good. So as my audience knows, we record on every weekend. New episode release on every Monday 8 p.m. So let's start the discussion, Piali.
Yeah, sure.
So, Piali, the first thing that I would like to understand, why do most agile transformation fail even when the framework are perfectly followed?
That's a good question. Well, there might be many reasons why transformations fail. It need not be the framework that has not been followed. It might be because of the culture. Any transformation as such has it has to undergo a lot of changes, right?
Right.
Starts from the leadership, the culture, the employee engagement. So these are a few of the reasons which because of which the transformation might fail. And when I say, if you deep dive a little bit,
Hmm.
so it might happen that they might be doing agile. Teams might be doing agile. They might be following all the rituals. However, they may not. They might be doing it for the only for following the processes.
Right.
But in reality, they should understand why the organization is undergoing a transformation. Understanding the why or the purpose makes it more relevant for us to adapt to the changes.
Right.
So it might happen that it is from the senior leadership that the instruction has come. The organization has to undergo change, but at the ground level, it's the people who has to have a shift in their mindset.
Right.
They have to understand the purpose. So in my experience, I've seen wherever we are facing challenges and when we ensure that the people understand the purpose behind it, the transformation became much more successful. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So the purpose and the reason behind or why behind this transformation is needed should be understood.
Yes,
Otherwise,
right.
it will be just a tick in the box, like
Yes, right.
normally people are doing it.
Yes.
So, and how can team look agile on paper but still operate, um, a traditional mindset?
So again, it goes back to the same thing. They might be following the rituals as has been coming, like it has come from this organization that we have to follow the rituals. But only running a daily stand up or running a sprint review retro call will not help, right?
Right.
So they have to, like after finishing the retro, what are the feedbacks they have received? Are they
Mm.
working on the feedbacks? Is very important. Unless and until they work on the feedbacks that they have received, they try to inculcate them in the team, then the real agility will not come. Otherwise, it will be agile on paper always, but they are not in reality. It is not an agile that they're doing. So
Right.
it's about the shift in the mindset that is
Right.
more important.
Right. So one of my coach always mentioned that it's like many organizations or many team work like a taco factory. tools and ceremony only.
Hmm.
So taco is a abbreviation of tools and ceremony only. So teams are doing only using only tools. They think Jira is they're using Jira, or they're using Azure DevOps and they are agile, or they're doing only ceremony and they think they are agile. It's not true. So that's what happening right now.
Yeah.
And what does agile mindset actually look like in day-to-day work?
Okay, so before going into that question, maybe I'll elaborate a little bit on your previous take, wherein you mentioned having a knowledge on Jira or Azure DevOps is where we are doing agile. So I had many instances wherein people had come and approached me. I want to get into the role of a Scrum Master. Can you tell
Mhm.
me how Jira works or how Azure DevOps works? But in reality, these are all tools, right?
Right,
It
right,
will help us or enhance us to do the work, but the real agility comes from the mindset shift. Now, coming to your question, how do you bring in agility in our day to day work? It would be the team should collaborate more, they should discuss openly, and each team member should hear each other
right,
rather than like we generally have a tendency that if I say something, it may not be right, it may be wrong, let me just be quiet. Instead of thinking in that way, we should encourage all the team members to come
right,
and speak. So I think that's when the true agility will come, where we don't judge what the other person is saying, rather hear it. So in fact, and that's where the responsibility of the change agents, be it the scrum master or the coach, will come into play, where they have to inculcate or build these habits in people. The change in the mindset
mm,
is important.
right. To summarize what PL is trying to say is like active listening is very essential. Ask questions. Psychological safety is needed there, because you should be open enough to talk. You should encourage people to talk, share their not just their opinion, also their emotions. So when you start doing that day to day, you are becoming more agile instead of just having it on a paper. And then, can you share any uh, real examples where a struggling project was there, and then people they did their mindset shift, and then things started moving?
Okay. So it was way back, maybe when I started my journey as a Scrum Master. So I was hired for an organization where they did not wanted to move into Agile, but they wanted to do Agile. So it was an pure waterfall project, wherein there were two teams. One team was based out in India, and the other team was in South Africa. The team in India were basically the development team, and the team in South Africa were the business owners.
Okay,
In between them, there was a business analyst who was working on multiple projects. And so he used to have a weekly call with the South Africa team, get the requirement, give the requirement to the India team. And in between all this, so whenever the India team had any queries with regards to the requirement, they were not able to get the clarity.
right,
And without the clarity, of course, there were delays. So the project was completely had gone into red, and there was a lot of escalation that point of time. So my boss that point of time wanted me to look into it and see what exactly is the issue. So when I spoke to the team in India and the team in South Africa, I got to know it's the delay is because of the lack of understanding of the requirement. So
absolutely,
post that, I spoke to the business analyst what exactly is happening. So he mentioned that he works on multiple projects, and at times it becomes like at times things get delays from his end because he may not be there is a time constraint one,
right,
and then he's working in multiple projects, so he may not be available all the time to get the solution or bring or it's and then he was the one who was speaking to both the teams, that he was not bringing in both the teams together and talk. So what I decided was, let me have start with a cadence call, because
right,
I
mm,
set up a daily cadence call with both the teams. Instead of starting with Scrum with all the ceremonies, I thought, okay, let me just start with one call, show them the advantage it brings in. So we started with a daily cadence call wherein the requirements were discussed, whatever blockers were there, it was discussed, um, and both the teams, the dev team and the business team, they understood each other's pain point. and that kind of helped in resolving the issues that they are facing, and the delays were addressed, and ultimately we kind of had the project which we had gone into red. It was after a month or so, it was like green, and there are a lot of appreciation on the project progress. So
Nice.
after
Mm.
this, what I ensured, because initially I tried to bring in Scrum here, I saw it will not work. So I thought, okay, let me show them the example of one call, how it impacts the team. And they saw the positive outcome of this call. I then post that I went ahead and set up a Scrum sprint planning meeting, daily stand up, retro and the review call. Well, everything was set up, and ultimately it became a success. And post this, in fact, most of the other teams also, it was back 10 years back, so
Mm.
they kind of wanted to adapt to the same way of working. So this was one of the examples I could remember.
Nice. Yeah, practical example, yeah, hands-on experience
Yeah.
speaks a lot. Yeah, and can you share any major or big red flags around it, like mindset shift?
So the major red flags would be the leadership, right? Sometimes
Mm.
in this project again, so I'd seen the managers, right? We used to have that culture of, you have a development manager, you have a like QA manager, and it was from and it was their team members who used to come and work together. So the red flags were, the managers used to say go and work in this way, but again the red flag was they were micromanaging,
Yeah, right.
right?
Mhm.
So micromanagement doesn't work, and they have to understand why we are doing certain things. So what I ensured was that I brought in the managers to the call, so that they understand why we are doing certain calls, what is the reason we're doing so many calls. And the calls were used to be focused, right? If it is stand up, we are just finishing the discussion in 15 minutes. It's a very focused call. And then be the planning, we're planning for 2 weeks the work that the team will deliver. So they understood the concept, and then initial days the managers used to speak for their team members, but then they understood that it's a team which they have to empower. So they empowered the team started talking on their behalf, they started collaborating together. So this kind of helped. Micromanaging, saying that okay, we want to do agile, but again micromanaging will not help.
Right.
So these are few of the anti or the red flags maybe. Yeah.
Nice. And then you did mention about the leadership role, but
Yeah.
how can leadership really help the teams to move from having that rigid or complicated things to true collaboration?
So one would be the leadership should try to and make the team understand the why of it, not only the what. As I
Right.
mentioned, right, the
Mm.
purpose. If I know the purpose behind something, my effort or my work toward it would be different than if rather than following the rigid process. That is one of the examples. Leadership should celebrate the small wins. It's not only about meeting the deadlines.
Hmm.
Teams coming together, collaborating together is a win. So unless you have that, then how are you meeting the deadlines or delivering the value? Leadership should try to make the people understand the value of the customer value or the delivery
Right.
value. So these are few of the roles where leadership should come. And yes, they should also come and share if there is a challenges also, or in the past if they had failed on something and what they have done, and how they took it as a learning, and then went ahead. So these are few of the ways where leadership should
Hmm.
talk to the team or encourage the team to adapt agile.
Right. And now that we are doing these episodes mainly for mid-career professionals where they are struggling. If you are like, so to my audience, if you are a developer, tester, or even working as a scrum master, but struggling to move ahead in your career, so that's why we are doing all these, episodes where you can get more value add. So, Piali, just want to come to my last question. What are the small steps, practical steps, a mid-career professional can take to develop a real agile mindset?
I would say listen, adapt, deliver value, then improve together.
Right.
Right?
Very nicely said. It's very concise. So listen carefully what is exactly happening around you. Focus. on the things. And another thing I want to add here is like focus on what is the outcome instead of output. So that will give you a different perspective. Now, towards the end, I will want to mention that if you are struggling in your career, feel free to connect with me. I've given my contact details into the description box. I'll provide the contact details of PLE in the description box. Connect with us. We will help you. We will mentor you. Okay. And once again, from the entire audience of Agile Exploration Hub PLE, we want to say thank you for being such a wonderful guest today, and hope we will see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks.
Thank you all, and
And good luck for your channel.
thanks a lot. Yeah. So, to my audience, if you are watching till now, please subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, and see you soon. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.